stay there.
What's up, guys? Perfection here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 discussion video, and today I'm going to be discussing casuals ruining Xenoverse 2. Now, there's things that have been removed from Xenoverse 2 that were a mark of skill in Xenoverse 1. Now, the main thing I'm talking about is Kamehameha Cancel. Now, a lot of people have mixed opinions about this tactic, and the way I feel about it, I don't use it. I don't use it online. Now, do I use it on PQ quests just to try to spice it up a bit? Yeah. If I'm playing Eternal Rivals just to try to spice up my melee style, sure, I'll throw a Kamehameha Cancel in there again just to keep my fingers busy. But Kamehameha Cancel wasn't really meant for spam. It's meant to keep pressure on your opponent. Like, if you have an opponent who's blocking and you can just throw a Kamehameha Cancel in there to keep your combos going, then that's what you could do. In Xenoverse 2, with them removing that, you take away a good offensive tactic, and they haven't really replaced it, because once your opponent blocks you, they can wall everything you do. I mean, yeah, they can get guard broken in the standard fashion, which they can just step out of the way, because they can block stamina break, but they can't block the standard stamina not the standard stamina break, like, you know, the regular one that we have now in Xenoverse 1. They can't block that, but they can block the new one. And people who suggested this were people like Afro, Seereax, and Rhymestyle. These are very casual players, and they suggest things that to them are issues of the game, and they've never played a high level match. Not one of them has cracked 1000 BP. I know not one of them are D rank, so that's where I have to laugh at them, because Dimps is taking them seriously, and they really don't know what a high level match, a high stakes match is, because they've not competed at that level. So with them suggesting things like that, you're taken away from the game instead of actually adding to it. Like, they removed grab cancels. A lot of people don't know that. They're not aware of it. Kami Burns over at GameFAQs, he actually went to Gamescom, and this is a very high level, a high level player. I won't even say pro, but he's a highly skilled player, and he came back with the news that they actually removed grab canceling. So if you don't know what grab canceling is, it's basically you can go from mid melee into doing your grab. And you might wonder, well, why does this impact the game? That was one of the ways to keep your opponent from sitting on their block. I mean, you could use super moves in the middle of your melee, but they could completely wall what you're doing. And the grab was the go-to thing to get them to stop sitting on it. Now, of course, people like Rhymestyle and Afro, they think that that's a good thing, but it's not. It takes away from the game's depth. And I know why. I know why Dimps is taking dictation from them. I know why they're taking so many opinions from them, because they have a social media presence. And if I was a business, I would probably try to do the same thing too, because you think, well, if we get some of these players that have a couple thousand followers on Twitter, or they have a couple thousand subscribers on YouTube, then that must mean that their views and opinions matter, and we should implement them in the game. Wrong. I mean, from a business perspective, you would think that you're going to have a positive turnout from having the views and opinions reflected from these particular players, having them reflected in your game. But that's wrong, because Rhymestyle couldn't fight a battle with me to save his life. He couldn't fight a battle with someone with 5 KBP to save his life. So why does his opinion matter over other players? Just because of his social media presence. And that's what's ruining this game. Like, I sat there, someone linked me to one of their videos where they're one of Rhymestyle's recent videos, and I'm seeing him fight, I'm seeing seereax fight, I'm seeing Afro fight, and I just saw a group of noobs playing a game. I mean, sure, they're having fun, and just because you're having fun at a game doesn't mean it's a good game. That means you're having fun with your friends playing an incredibly crappy game. I mean, I have fun with my friends screwing around on Grand Theft Auto, but it's things in Grand Theft Auto that are completely and utterly broken. And it's people like them that don't know how to wield their illusion of power. They don't have power, but they sort of do. They have a power to ruin a game with their terrible opinions. I've seen the various different builds of Xenoverse 2. I've paid attention because if I'm going to talk about the game, I'm going to pay attention to different aspects and details of the game to try to give you guys my best opinion on whether it's salvageable or whether it's a game that you should sleep on or pass on. And from what I've been hearing and from what I've been seeing, different moves that used to have stamina armor or super armor have been taken away, including transformations. Now, I don't know about giant Namekians because I don't think you're going to be able to punch a giant Namekian transformation out of sequence, but transformations like Super Saiyan and the standard forms, you can be punched right out of them. So that little moment where you would have to take time to charge up your triangle attack to stamina break someone, you can completely forego that and punch people out of their transformations. Now that sounds like something that those group of players, seereax, Rhymestyle, and Afro, would suggest, because people would used to bounce you off of their transformation, or it would be almost no way to stop them in their eyes because they didn't know how to use the triangle charge. But with the stamina and super armor being gone, it's so many moves that just became completely and utterly useless. Raccoon's fighting bomber was already useless because even with stamina armor, it took too much time to charge. But I don't have time to go through all the list of moves that became useless. But I think you can pretty much pick and choose out which moves just became crap. But it's things like that that ruin the game. Like, the neutral game is Xenoverse is never going to change. Let me go ahead and go into that. You see in these fights that Rhymestyle, seereax, and Afro Senju fought, both players were just kind of rushing into each other, not really taking a tactical step at pacing the battle, not really taking time to think out their battle strategy. They're just kind of screwing around. But in an actual real online fight where you have two high-ranking individuals, fights are slower. It's sort of who can pick who first, who can break that stamina first, who can get the damage off first. A lot of times when you're fighting a Majin tank, you know how that goes. Whoever can get the most health. Most Majin tanks don't even care about finishing a match. They just want to have more health than you. Those are how online battles are fought. And if anything, it should have been suggested, we should have had more offensive capabilities like Kamehameha cancel. We ought to have had better ways to approach our opponents. We should have had more sidestep cancels akin to the Rage and Blast series, where you could combo someone's guard and sidestep and get right back into your melee and put pressure back on them. But with people like that ruining the game with their short-sighted views and opinions, you're never gonna progress as a community, because their fans don't want to say anything against them and they want to continuously brown nose them, and the companies want to follow these players with a lot of followers and Instagram followers and all that crap, and you're never gonna get a good fluid game that stands the test of time. So with that, I think I'm gonna end the video right there. I will be doing a more thorough discussion on another issue that dropped this week, but I'm gonna save it till next time. I've been your perfect being, the Super Itachi. Follow me here on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for new, fresh, daily gaming and anime gaming content. Go ahead and follow me on Twitch, where you can see some Xenoverse Twitch streams as well, and follow me on Twitter. I've been your perfect being, the Super Itachi, and I'm out.